the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, court reportedly directs Governor Fubara to represent 2024 budget to Martin Ameode-led assembly. Labour leaders in Rivers State demand explanation from NNPCL over hike in price of fuel. Navy deactivates 124 illegal. Welcome back. Now the news in detail. The Court of Appeal Abuja Division has reportedly affirmed Martin Ameole as the recognized Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. A three-member panel of the Court of Appeal, in a unanimous judgment, dismissed the appeal filed by the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara for lacking in merit. The court upheld the January 22 judgment of the Federal High Court delivered by Justice James Omotosho, which nullified the 2024 800 million naira Rivers State budget on the grounds that it was not presented before members of the State Assembly as required by law. The court admonished Governor Fubara for not adhering to the rule of law. The court said the situation in Rivers State House of Assembly is an executive dictatorship by the governor and a joke taken too far. Meanwhile, a constitutional lawyer, Felix Biragbara, believes that the judgment of the Appeal Court Abuja has not changed the current position of Martin Ameole and 25 others. Dr. Biragbara, who is a lecturer in the Department of Legal Studies, University of Port Harcourt, said the Appeal Court only affirmed the ruling of the Federal High Court, which was on budget presentation. He spoke to correspondent Oyekachi Wonsu.
So I'm not sure I agree with them. I said, number one, the governor cannot recognize another house assembly outside of the one led by Martins Amehule. Again, the governor cannot interfere with the functioning of the Rivers State House Assembly. So it was wrong. So the governor was restrained from interfering with the functioning of the House Assembly led by Right Honorable Martins Amehule. My point is that whatever the Court of Appeal decided, they has nothing to do with the issue of defection.
The constitutional lawyer said until the court rule on whether Martin Ameole and 25 others who defected to the APC are still members of the assembly, the main issue remains unattended to.
Position still remains the way it was. This judgment, even when it gets to Supreme Court, will still not improve their situation until the court before which all the matters relating to defection and the validity of the House Assembly led by Amehule, until those issues are determined before the various courts, including the Federal High Court in Abuja and in Port Harcourt. Until that happens, then we cannot know for sure whether Martins Amehule and his colleagues are still members of the Rivers State House Assembly.
Moving on, Labour leaders in Rivers State are asking the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, to explain to Nigerians why it increased the pump price of fuel. The state chairman of Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Alex Agwanwo, said this to correspondent Suibi Oruwari. Mr. Agwanwo said the Labour Council in the state is waiting for further directive from the national body on the next line of action.
at least before you come up with a fuel subsidy, there would have been a planned policy implementation process or a supervisory team that will monitor such acts. So it will be advisable that if government come up with a policy, there should have been a follow-up process too, whereby a committee would have been set up to monitor and checkmate. So the society, we are suffering from it. These are generated to abject poverty in the country. So sudden increase of fuel price without prior notice is uncalled for and is highly condemnable. A monitoring team should be set up between the labor union, the government.
The NLC chairman also advised Nigerians to join with Labour to demand for policy change because the challenges are not for workers alone.
Nigerians are going through this, and this is not what to bargain for. They ask us to be patient, and we have been patient. Our patience have been taken for granted. But Nigerians should also know that it's not only about Labour. Because most of them ask, what is Labour doing? Labour keep quiet. Yes, but all of us have to join hands together if we begin to make a serious policy change in this country. Nigerians must wake up because the suffering is not just the workers that is being imparted on. Every citizen of the country, even the working class and non-working class, are passing through challenges because the price of goods and services have keep on increasing.
On his part, former acting chairman of NLC in the state, Temple Morford, called for the sack of the management of NNPCL.
We are also standing by the side of the national president. In fact, those sets of management, for me, they are incompetent and they need to be removed because they should be pumped. They cannot just wake up from sleep and all of a sudden make a pump increase. They don't just come up from nowhere and begin to increase the pump price without due process. Whosoever is involved should be called to order. Alternatively, they should be removed from the office and replace them with immediate effect.
Recall that previously petrol was sold in NNPCL filling stations between 700 naira and 900 naira, but on Tuesday the filling stations adjusted their meter to 1,013 naira, which sparked reactions. In the meantime, former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi says he is concerned that Nigerians are passive in the face of severe economic hardship. The former governor of Rivers State said this during an interview. He called on Nigerians to rise and send a clear message, not through violence, but by withholding their participation in elections until their needs are prioritized. The Nigerian Navy says its troops have deactivated 124 illegal refining sites in the Niger Delta region. The flag officer commanding Central Naval Command, Rear Admiral Samson Bura, made this known to journalists in Yegwa, Bayelsa State today. He said the troops also arrested 55 suspected oil thieves and illegal refinery operators over the past 4 months. He said 116 wooden boats, 543 dugout pits, and 64 storage tanks were also deactivated, along with the arrest of 6 vessels in the last 4 months. In other news, the Board of Trustees of the PDP has instructed party members to appear before the disciplinary and reconciliation committees when called upon. The chairman of the PDP BOT, Adolphus Wabara, said this during the board's meeting in Abuja today. He also emphasized the need to address what he called serious discrepancies in the congresses held in some states. We'll go for another commercial break, but still to come, experts speak as World Marks Mental Health Day. Do stay tuned. Welcome back now to the rest of the newscast. As the World Mental Health Day, Nigerians have been urged to prioritize their physical health as it significantly affects their mental well-being. Professor Chidozie Chukwu said this while delivering a lecture at an event organized by Rotary District 9141 in collaboration with the Mental Health Department of the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, UPTH. Professor Chukwu, who is the keynote speaker, emphasized the importance of prioritizing mental health in the workplace.
We need to look at our attitude and adjust our attitude. We need to work better with our colleagues, improve on the working relations so that the working environment will be less hostile. We should learn to take care of ourselves. You need to look after your physical health because your physical health can also affect your mental health. Make sure you have adequate sleep, especially at night. Good nutrition. Exercise is very important. And even in the workplace, it's not good to keep on looking at the screen continuously for hours without raising your head. It can affect your mental health. So there's need to take break. Most importantly, in the workplace, be a team player. Don't work alone.
On her part, the head of Department Neuropsychiatry, UPTH, Francis Ajuku, highlighted the importance of fostering a workplace free from stigma, harassment, and discrimination.
This year, knowing the connection between mental health and the workplace, it is time we make it a priority. We need a safe and psychologically healthy work environment, which is protective for our mental health. We need to prioritize our investment in evidence-based approaches that gives everybody an opportunity to thrive, not just in the workplace, but in our everyday life. So as we mark the World Mental Health Day celebration today, we hope that we will continue to raise awareness and begin the process.
President of the Rotary Club of Port Harcourt Skywaves, Jude Akabudike, and a representative from Rotary Club of Oigbo, Oke Beke Jeffrey, also spoke.
We are number 141 of the Rotary Club International Rivers State that covers 4 states, Rivers, Bayelsa, Edo, and Delta. And this is our own quarter today, celebrating the World Mental Day. It's telling the world that the Rotary Club is up and doing in making sure that people's mental health in place.
It cannot be overemphasized. We need to look at our mental health stability in our workplace. Whatever level of work, wherever you are working, we need to have stable mental health to be able to handle the situations of life as it comes.
The event themed "It is time to prioritize mental health in the workplace" took place at the Ebitimi Banigo Auditorium at the University of Port Harcourt. It was attended by students and Rotarians from Port Harcourt, Rumamasi, Opobo, Shoreline, and Oigbo. Meanwhile, some residents of Port Harcourt have identified a hike in fuel price, cost of school fees, and foodstuff as some of the factors affecting their mental health. They spoke to correspondent Martha Okere.
We as mothers, I think it affects us more because by the time you take 200,000 naira to the market, at the end of the day, your brain gets stuck. You just stand in a particular spot. You don't even know what else to do. By the time you get to the house, when you pour out your things, it's as though your money was missing from the market.
When I think of fuel price, my mental health just goes haywire. We're buying fuel at 1,003. Even NNPC that was selling 800 and now is 1,067 naira. And I don't know how we're paying school fees, buying food.
Aside bank issues, fuel price is going up, food price. I go home and everybody's eating and I'm looking at them and say, people are eating free food. People don't know what's going on in the country.
This thing about mental health is real. When we drove out from the house this morning, by the time I got to the filling station, we how much? 1.3. My brain just jammed. Is it my gas that has finished?
Other residents spoke on how they prioritize their mental health despite the current economic realities.
I take our time to rest, to pause, listen to music. Because if you begin to think about the stress in this country, you might lose yourself in it. Take our time, leave everything as it is. Have a nap so you rest your brain. Then you come back to the children, to the homework. Those things will be there. You can't do all. So take it one day at a time. Without you, that job will continue. Without you, that business that you're struggling to do, your next of kin will sell it off. So pause, close your shop and rest if it means rest. But if you put so much pressure on yourself, you will lose yourself in it.
Don't think too much. For me, I have my priorities, so I do the ones that I can do.
I think as mothers, we really need to learn more about our mental health, because if we have problem with our mental health, it will affect everybody in the house.
In the meantime, the Rivers State Commissioner for Health, Adesi Ore, has called on organizations to foster a workplace that prioritizes the mental well-being of their staff. Dr. Ore made the call in an interview.
Mental health challenges can affect anyone, regardless of their roles or responsibilities. The pressures of deadlines, work overload, and the intricacies of balancing personal and professional commitments can exacerbate stress and mental strain. Furthermore, the stigma surrounding mental health often leads individuals to suffer in silence, disconnected from the support systems that are crucial for their recovery and resilience. Therefore, it is imperative that we, as leaders and advocates, take concrete steps to promote mental health and create an environment of openness and understanding.
Dr. Ore also said the Health Ministry and the Rivers State Primary Healthcare Management Board has integrated mental health services into primary healthcare facilities. The theme for this year's World Mental Health Day is "It is time to prioritize mental health in the workplace." We'll take another commercial. When we do come back, we'll take a look at the international scene. Palestinian Red Crescent says at least 28 people have been killed in Israeli airstrike on a school sheltering displaced families in the central Gaza Strip. More than 50 others were injured in the attack on Rufaida al-Aslamia school, which the medical organization said was close to its headquarters in the town of al-Bala. A quick recap on the news this evening. You heard appeal court in Abuja has reportedly directed Governor Fubara to present the 2024 budget to Martin Amaewhule-led assembly. The board leaders in Rivers State demanding an explanation from NDL over the hike in the bill. Experts spoken waste over mental health on the foreign scene. Israeli airstrikes a village in central Gaza Strip. The news will reach to you. Send an SMS WhatsApp to 008727215. I am Halada Group Batabo. Good evening.